This is, for me, a war on football.
I'm disgusted.
This was the biggest backlash in football history. When the Super League was announced in 2021, fans revolted, governments stepped in, and within 48 hours, the whole idea collapsed. But while everyone was distracted, one guy was lurking, maybe even taking notes. Now FIFA has launched their own version. But this time, it's not 12 clubs, it's 32. Not just Europe, the world. The FIFA Club World Cup will take place in the US this summer. And while most fans don't even care, this might be one of the smartest power moves in football history. Because the Club World Cup isn't just about another trophy, it's about who really owns football. Welcome to Athletic Interest. But to understand FIFA's master plan, we have to rewind. Back in 1960, the Intercontinental Cup was introduced. It was only a single game between the European and South American Continental Cup winners. Prestigious, but exclusive. Africa, Asia, North America were left out. Plus, it wasn't FIFA's tournament. It was organized by UEFA and CONMEBOL, the governing bodies for Europe and South America. So FIFA, the governing body for world football, got jealous. They wanted something of their own, but it took some time. In 2000, FIFA organized the first ever Club World Cup by uniting teams from all 6 confederations. The tournament took place, Corinthians won, but then it disappeared. Poor planning, low interest, and financial trouble killed it after just one edition. Meanwhile, UEFA's Champions League was exploding in popularity and profit. So FIFA needed to react. In 2005, they relaunched the Club World Cup. But still, it never quite mattered. Fans saw it as a glorified pre-season tour. Clubs barely took it seriously. But FIFA, they never let go of the idea of making it big. And this is where we are now. 2 decades later, the Club World Cup was rebooted again, with an even bigger format. 32 teams, 8 groups of 4, the 2 best teams advance to the knockout stages, just like the actual World Cup. It will be held every 4 years, and is truly global now. Competing are, simplified, the continental champions and top-ranked clubs from each confederation. Now imagine organizing this. You have to juggle clubs, leagues, confederation, venues, accommodation, travel, logistics. Somewhere out there, FIFA employees are sweating bullets. Or use the sponsor of today's video, Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one management software that helps you to run your business. No matter if you are running a global tournament or just trying to keep your team moving in the same direction. Odoo's got over 45 integrated tools, from CRM and accounting to inventory and HR. But the tool that could actually make organizing the FIFA Club World Cup feel manageable is the Project app. You get a fully customizable dashboard for your projects, which you can choose to view with the Kanban, list or Gantt views. We like the Kanban view best. In each project, you can create tasks that you can break down into subtasks. From there, you can assign roles, set deadlines, track progress, and collaborate by sending emails, logging internal notes, or even scheduling activities. And the best part? Your first app is free for life. And unlocking full access to Odoo's apps starts at just €19.90 per month. Odoo is trusted by 15 million users worldwide. If you want to check them out too, go to odoo.com/r/cvc or use the link in the description. Thanks to Odoo for supporting the channel. And now back to the Club World Cup. Not allowed are more than 2 clubs per country and teams under shared ownership. And then there's Inter Miami. They got the host nation slot. The MLS champions would be the logic choice, but instead it's Miami. The official reason, they were the team with the best regular season record. The unofficial reason, Messi sells tickets. It's symbolic, because just like Miami, the entire Club World Cup feels a little out of place. But here's the catch. At its core, the Club World Cup isn't even really about football. It's part of a much bigger plan. One that is sneaky, controversial, but also kind of genius. And starts with $1 million question. Why is FIFA still pushing the Club World Cup if it has never been a big success? To understand that, first we have to break down FIFA's financial model. So far, it heavily depends on the sale of television, marketing and licensing rights, plus tickets for the International Men's and Women's World Cup, each of which are only held once every 4 years. Meanwhile, club football is a weekly money machine, but it's controlled by others. CONMEBOL has Libertadores, but first and foremost UEFA has the Champions League. That's a lot of money and power outside FIFA's hands. But FIFA wants more money and more power, and therefore they need more control over club football. And the Club World Cup works like a Trojan horse. It's FIFA's own global club competition, and independent from UEFA's ecosystem, and therefore their chance to enter the club football economy and shift power away from UEFA. But that's not all. FIFA needs more than a new format. They need a story. And here it is: inclusion. For FIFA, it's the perfect narrative. They are not just growing the game. They are giving everyone a seat at the table. The Club World Cup gives a platform to clubs from Africa, Asia and America, who are locked out of UEFA's elite money pool. For these clubs, the Club World Cup isn't just a tournament. It's a shot at global exposure and prize money they've never seen before, while FIFA is increasing its influence in developing football markets, where UEFA has none. But to actually pull this off, FIFA also needs distribution. That's where their secret weapon comes into play. FIFA announced that DAZN will be the broadcasting home of the Club World Cup, streaming all 63 games for free, making it the most accessible club football tournament ever, what the Champions League is clearly not. For DAZN, the Club World Cup is welcoming off-season content, helping to maintain viewer engagement during summer. And for FIFA, DAZN isn't just a broadcaster. They are part of a strategic triangle. Let's connect the dots. Reportedly, DAZN paid $1 billion for the rights. And somehow, right before the deal was made, Saudi Arabia invested in DAZN for $1 billion. The prize pool at the Club World Cup, $1 billion. Totally unrelated, of course. Also the fact that Saudi Arabia got the FIFA World Cup in 2034. This sequence of events is not random, but rather suggests a strategic approach. Right now, the UEFA Champions League is still the undisputed king of club football. But FIFA's Club World Cup is the boldest attempt yet to challenge that dominance. And by securing Saudi investment and partnering with DAZN, FIFA is creating a structure that they believe could dethrone UEFA in the long run. And UEFA, they know that they are getting attacked, but their hands are tied, because top European clubs are making lots of money from the new Club World Cup, and UEFA needs those clubs to stay loyal, or risk another Super League threat. If FIFA's master plan turns out to be successful, it could reshape global club football economics. But will it succeed? Well, it's complicated. On paper, the new Club World Cup sounds promising. Fresh, never-seen-before matchups between some of the biggest clubs in the world on free TV. Plus, the United States, with its modern stadiums, enthusiastic fans, and growing interest in the soccer way of football, have the potential to be a great host. But beneath the surface, there are also a whole lot of problems. First, player health. Summer is usually the only real break top-level players get nowadays, at least if they are not playing for the national team. Now, adding another tournament basically means there's zero off-season for some players. Take Federico Valverde. Up until April 1st, he has made 43 back-to-back appearances with less than 5 days of recovery in between. Because of the Club World Cup, he could reach 65 back-to-back appearances, racking up close to 7,000 minutes and 78 total games. That's almost double the average workload. Not included the additional stress due to all the traveling. Franz Beckenbauer used to say that playing is better than training. But guess what? The Kaiser never had to grind through 70+ games a year. The mental and physical burnout is real. Managers are concerned. This football's union started legal action against FIFA. And Kevin De Bruyne summed up that the new Club World Cup shows that money speaks louder than the players' voices. This brings us to the second problem. More games mean more cash for FIFA and for the participating clubs. A win-win situation, right? It's not that easy. First, because the $1 billion prize money isn't distributed evenly. Europe is sending 12 clubs, more than any other continent. And those clubs are expected to dominate, like in past editions. So the lion's share is likely going to European clubs. But it doesn't stop there. Within Europe, the prize money leads to even more problems. Let's travel to Munich. Bayern are by far the wealthiest and most successful club in Germany. By competing in the Club World Cup, they will get $28 million just for showing up, and up to $126 million if they win. In just 4 weeks. That's way more than all of the Bundesliga team's entire season broadcast revenue. So rich clubs get richer, the financial gap grows, and competitive balance in domestic leagues suffers. Farmers' leagues aren't just a meme. They can be the consequence. And that brings us to problem number 3. There are just too many games with too little relevance, especially when the leagues are decided in like March. Take a look at the NFL. A lot of its thrill is due to the fact that there are only 17 matches in the regular season. Blink and it's over. Every match is high stakes, and every win is important. Therefore, you won't want to miss a single game day. In football, you can't even keep up with all the national and international competitions anymore. This summer alone, the Club World Cup will be up against 3 other major football tournaments. So the question is not if there is football to watch. The question is rather, what competition is worth watching? And ultimately, is the Club World Cup worth watching? Ticket sales as of now suggest maybe not. To make people buy more tickets, FIFA started offering creative incentives. Here's the deal. If you buy and attend 2 Club World Cup matches, FIFA will guarantee you a ticket for a highly demanded 2026 World Cup game. If you buy 20 tickets for the Club World Cup, you'll be guaranteed a ticket to the 2026 World Cup final, for an extra fee on top, of course. While it can be seen as smart marketing, it fits the bigger picture. In theory, the Club World Cup can be a global football spectacle. But in practice, it also creates many problems, maybe even more than it pretends to solve. Sepp Blatter once called the idea of a Club World Cup a mistake, and even right now it still could turn out to be one. Therefore, it's easy to compare the Club World Cup with the failed Super League attempt from 2021. But this time, there is no earth-shattering backlash, no fan revolt, no government intervention, because this time it's not a breakaway by clubs. It's FIFA making the move from the top down. FIFA frames it as inclusion and growth of the game, and it's partly shown in the Club World Cup. Football belongs to the people in London, Barcelona, Paris and Milan as much as to people in Casablanca, Auckland, Riyadh, Tunis and Pretoria. But it also shows that at most it belongs to the suits in Zurich.